Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Story Time with me, or something like that, I don't know. I got a beer here. I got this from M&M Beer, and you can check them out. I did a review on it on my other channel, 1920 Beer Baron. If you type in 1920 Beer Baron, Google or YouTube, you'll find it. Rusty Rail Brewing birthday suit. It was $12.50 plus tax for a 4-pack. So, without further ado, it's like really hazy, kind of hazy, but it's really good. It tastes like a birthday cake. It has like a birthday cake flavor. It's kind of sweet though. You gotta watch. 7.5% alcohol by volume. It's a little up there. So, anyways, this is about this house we bought. We bought a house. We lived in a trailer. All right. I was suckered into that. It was actually a modular. It was a double wide modular. It took regular shingles, and we lived there for 21 years or something like that. I'm getting out of a trailer park. I'm not being in a damn trailer park. Get the hell out of there. Neighbors, the people who live in trailer parks would be kicked out of apartments because that's what I think they're like. Anyways, there are some decent people who live in trailer parks, but very few. So anyways, we bought a house, and we were looking. We contacted we seen a house, and we contacted a realtor. Well, but she contacted us back, and she says, "Okay, we'll show you some houses." And we went online looking at different houses in the areas and stuff, and we went to one house. I didn't want something too big. I didn't want a bathroom on a second floor, because it's just, if something goes wrong with the pipes and it's just a holy mess, you're gonna have to clean up 2 floors instead of it going down to the basement if it was on the first floor. Anyways, plus you don't have to walk up the damn steps to go to the bathroom. It's like it's just a pain in the neck. Anyways, so we looked at one house. It was really big. There were people living in it, and they weren't the best. And it ended up being foreclosed on or something, boarded up like 6 months later. We looked at numerous houses. We had this one house that the garage, it was next to a ravine, and the garage was actually, I looked at the ground, like probably like 8 feet from the garage. It was like cracked. It was like plus the foundation of the garage was cracked. It was falling. It was going in this ravine. I said, no, I liked it. It was a nice style house and everything, but it was going right down in there, and I'd have to make some kind of, oh my God, I don't know what I'd have to. It would take a lot. So I says, hell with that one. We've seen another one. It was like a really fixer-upper. I was like, no, it looks like in a ratty neighborhood. I was like, no. And another one that we looked in, the people living in it were just, I look at down the road what could possibly happen with it. Well, you had people, I felt bad for them, because these people come out of their house that was like the neighbors across their yard. There were cats all over the place. The people were like, the neighbors were down the street, like across the yard. They get out of their car and they put kids in the back of their car. Little kids were in car seats. And all of a sudden you hear doom, 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 their music. And I was like, you have kids in the back of your car and they're listening to that crap? You subjecting your children to that crap? To that stupidity? To that noise? That's child neglect. Whatever. And child abuse. That's what that is. Well, anyways, we finally got in there. We started walking around, and there was clearly a fire in there, because you could see fire damage coming out of the kitchen, whatever. I was like, the basement needed tons of work. Anyway, I said, no, I'm not. It was just too dark, dank, and a guy was in there. He was like on oxygen, and it was a very, very dirty house. Anyways, and I can't remember all the houses we looked at. So we were driving around. There was one I wanted, but it was way too much. I was like, nah. So we said this one. Okay, we'll meet our realtor here. And we pulled up into the front on the road. We pulled up in the front, for sale sign outside. All right, you can imagine, I made a video on what it looked like. And you know all my other videos when I fixed it up before and after and stuff. We pulled up out front. I looked across the street, and I think the guy's name's Jason. Nice guy. He edged his lawn. Serious edged his lawn. I mean, it's like dug out pretty wide. I was like, it looks pretty neat. It looks well kept and everything. And I was just sitting there looking, waiting for the realtor to show up, and she shows up, and we went into the front door, and I just, it's a smaller house, it's bigger than what we had, and it had a garage. I says, I didn't mind not having a garage. I didn't care. I said, I would have probably built one in the future, but it had one. That was a bonus. That's fine. So, and it was leaning, so I fixed all that. So we go up on the porch, and I looked across. Well, I was sitting in the car. I noticed the neighbors had their garage door open. They had a grill out there, and they had a motorcycle, and I said, "Oh, okay, that's pretty cool." And we're going in the porch, going up the porch, going to the front door. I was like, "Oh, this is just." I told George about this. I said, "They had rocking chairs on their front porch." I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, "Okay, we might have some decent neighbors." And however, the other person on the other side of me, it's like all grown in around their house, and it's just looking pretty. I ended up cutting her grass for like 2 years, the front yard. Well, anyways, we go in, and immediately I liked the front door. It was a solid freaking door, very solid, and I like that. The floors are oak floors, except for in the bedroom and in the hallway. I think that's pine, but it's all stained the color, same color, and they built on in 1971. And what I liked about the floors, there were thin strips of oak, and they come to a point, and then it's like a decorative thing. They made it like this so far in. It was like the way they laid the boards, and it was normal the other way. It's really something that I thought was pretty cool. They had a chandelier that people tried to buy it and everything like that. The executor was actually diagonal from us. She took care of the house and everything like that. And I noticed everything was winterized too. All the toilets were winterized with, like, stuff that you put in there so they don't freeze and crack and everything. So we're walking, and I started noticing things that was like, okay, all the doors in here are very solid freaking wood doors, and I like that too. And it's almost 100 years old. It was built in 1926. So we come down to the basement, and I was like, okay, I can fix this, I can fix that, I can do this, I can fix that. It wasn't that bad. I looked at the walls and stuff, and I was like, if it's 100 years old and it's still pretty good intact, it's gonna stay. And the different rooms down here and everything, I says, I can update that, I can update this, I can, a little bit of paint, take some of the stuff down, that's fine. Upstairs in the kitchen, I was like, we can put a new floor in, we could do a little bit of paint, that's no problem. And then up in the attic, well, actually the attic, you can turn into some bedrooms. It was 2 bedrooms. But what do we need it for? So there are lots of shelves and closet, like shelves and pull-out drawers and everything. It's really nice. I thought it was really cool. I was like, okay. And I was really impressed with it. But we were looking at all that stuff first, and when we came down to the basement, I was like, I like this place. I want this place. I want this place. And it was well under what we were going to pay, but we went a little bit lower. Actually, it was about what we wanted to pay anyways, but we went a little bit lower. So we went out in the backyard, and I was like, the backyard, you remember what the back porch looked like. I redid all that. We took all that stuff out and everything, and it needed some work. Some, lots of trees and grapevines. There was in the back. There was some grapevines that come up out of poles out of the ground. It was just growing up into the neighbor's trees. There were grapevines growing across the garage, and the woods was all packed full of stuff, but it was a fenced-in yard, and it had some woods off to the side. That's what I liked. I could watch, rabbits and stuff, and nature, and squirrels, and possums, and raccoons, and rhinoceros, and giraffes, and all, whatever comes with nature. The yard wasn't too big, wasn't too small, perfect size. Front yard, it's okay. Nice long drive. The drive needed a lot of work, but every year I keep adding on with that. I keep fixing that up even more and more and more. It's taking less work to fix it up. And then the garage, we didn't even go into the garage. I didn't even look in the garage. But that was a big mess. But the lady, when we were actually doing all the paperwork and stuff. Oh, and then I actually have it all written down right here. The kitchen. One of the reasons I like the kitchen off from the main, like the living room and the bedrooms, because in that trailer, you make any noise or anything, and you can hear it right in the wall. You can hear it right into the bedroom and wake people up. That's what really pissed me off. It had a front porch and a back porch. I wanted a front porch and a back porch. And the way it was facing was east and west. Now, I wanted a house facing east and west. This basically all pulled the house together, and it's just awesome because storms come in from the west. And if you're on the back porch, it comes in, it rains on you a little bit, you got a front porch to come in on. And sit out there and enjoy it. And it blows over you. However, sometimes if it blows into the front porch, you want the back porch. How much better good is that? And it had woods, it was fenced in, had basically a private porch. I like the railing. I don't want spindles for a front porch. I wanted something solid like they had, because if you get packages delivered, people can't see them up there. That was a plus. And it had a basement, so naturally, a lot of houses don't, but that was that. The garage was an extra, the attic. The style of house, it was funny because it was like 6-7 months down the road. I was on the front porch and I was like, you know what, this is always the style of house that I liked. I remember years ago, I says, I like those styles of houses. And wouldn't it, all of a sudden I got them. The neighbors are really nice. George, I got to know him like, I think it was when we got the keys. My mother-in-law was talking to him and we started talking, and he's a really nice guy, George and Deb. The floors, I mentioned the floors. And there's a fire hydrant right out front. And that is a plus because it's quicker for the fire department to hook up hoses and stuff, boom, put a fire out. It's like not out in my yard, but it's in the neighbor's right in the front in the double strip. And I was like, man, that's cool. There's a street light right outside too. So it's pretty lit up, like security thing. Even though I did put in security cameras all, I think, how many did I got? 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I got 6 security cameras. They're recording 24/7. But this is this, and the stuff that I was able to fix. I'm able to fix some of the stuff. Some things I can't do. Like we had the basement back up one time because that damn giant oak tree out in the front yard, the roots are growing down in there, clogging it up. And we fixed that. We got the guys come in and do that twice. And actually, they're going to take that tree out in this spring or summer because the gas line has a gas leak and they're going to take it out. So I was like, boom, that's a plus. Even though I would like to have some of that wood to burn. Anyway. So there you go. I got everything I wanted in the house. Me and my wife, we agreed. I would loved it. I don't know what else I can tell you. I'm happy with it. Even though the neighbor over here, she wouldn't get her grass cut that often. So I would just automatically start cutting it because it was too tall. And I was like, it's looking pretty ragged. So I started cutting it. But they're having some property inspectors out taking pictures of her house. They have people over there always taking pictures of their house, and I don't know what's going on over there. I'm not going to cut her grass this year. I'm done with it because I don't think she really cares. But I mean, she used to wave to us and everything like that, and now she stopped waving to us, and I was still cutting the grass for nothing. I would do it for nothing. I'd go over there and mow the front yard. It only took like 5 minutes. And I'd pick up sticks and stuff in her yard, and I'd put it in my fire pit and burn it, you know. And the one thing was nice was that George and Dawn, the lady who took care of the house, they would cut our grass. They would cut our grass, make sure it was cut and everything. I thought that was fantastic. And she is a nice lady. She came down and was talking to us and telling us about the people that lived here. He was 91 and she was 93 when they both passed away. And they came from Greece, and he actually bought the house, and then she fixed it up. Then she moved in, and they've been here for like a long time. And I asked George if they passed away in the house, because there's some weird things that I made other videos about it. And he told me, he goes, actually, she in her will, when she passed away, she wanted the hearse. She wanted to drive by the house. So I thought that was pretty neat. I think she does visit us or something like that. The same with our dog, Spot. I think she visited us too, because there's some stuff that points out it hadn't been her. It could have been anybody else. Anyways, but it was nice that they took care of the thing. And one thing was really weird is that the owner's name, my wife's name, and the realtor's name, they're all basically, it's like Rich, Richard, Dick. It's like a variation of that name. And my wife, the realtor, and the former owners, all basically the same thing. It was really cool. It was really neat. And she was a nice lady. When we first got the keys, before we even got the keys, we were accepted. We knew we got it and everything like that. And we came here. I came here and started mowing the grass and everything like that. And the first thing I think I did was change out the flag, because the flag was a little torn. And I changed that out, and I started mowing the grass, and that's when she came down and started talking to us. And she knew the owners and stuff, and they had big parties down in there. Like, you know, they had bunches of people over. They had all kinds of chairs they had to throw out and stuff. They couldn't get down to the basement, so there were a lot of problems down here. But they came from Greece, and they brought those 2 trees with them from Greece. And I actually going to have a lot of trees, you know, them trees growing in the backyard, because I threw over 400 of them dang quince trees, quinces back in the woods. So I'm sure something's going to grow with that. And I gave my friend Joe at work, I gave him a tree that was about 6 foot, 7 foot tall. I dug it up out of the yard. He'll plant that. So there you go. I mean, I really enjoy it here. It's nice. And another thing is, the road is concrete. It's not blacktop, so it lasts a hell of a lot longer. There you go. I like my neighbors. I know George, and then I know Carla, and then I remember when we were moving and mowing the grass and stuff, I put the lawnmower in a car, and we were leaving, and they're all talking. They're like waving to us, and I was like, yeah, I was so happy. There were so friendly neighbors, and I was like, this is awesome. I was tickled pink. I was so freaking happy. I couldn't wait to move. And when I moved, we did it all ourselves. We didn't ask anybody for help. We got the biggest dang truck they did, one trip. Loaded everything in there, and that was it. It only took us one day, and that was it. We did it all ourselves. That's the way I feel. I don't like to ask. I don't like to ask people, you know, for help like that. I'll do it myself. I try to be self-reliant as much as I possibly can. If I can't fix it, I'll call someone to do it. So anyways, and that's how you learn. A lot of things in life, if you try to fix it yourself, you might screw it up more, but you might learn something on the way. I learned a lot of stuff on how to do things. And a lot of things I knew how to do, but, you know, and some things I figured out and I got pretty good at it. So, there you go. I think I'm pretty much done here. And I will, I don't have anything else. Oh, the roof and foundation had to have been good. And it's a nice furnace, new pretty new furnace, pretty new hot water tank. The roof is only like 3 years old. So there you go. I think I'm done. Finally. All right, I'm done. I'll see you in the next one, folks. Thanks for watching, and remember, know when to say when. Don't drink and drive. Call an Uber, because bad stuff can happen. Cheers.